Hello everybody. So the Kyosho Turbo Optima Mid Special is done. And it was a very involved kit. I'm 51 now and my eyes are kind of going downhill a bit. So all the little parts and everything that goes together to make the structure is very intense. So if you're used to just small like two-wheel drive kits like Tamiya or even the Kyosho kits that are two-wheel drive, this is much more involved. It takes a lot more time. You got to be very careful with organizing your parts and make sure you get either jar lids or little dishes or whatever to put all your different parts in. One thing I found different about this kit is that instead of all the screws being there for each step, this is more like a Tamiya kit, if you will, that you're into multiple bags at a time getting screws. And it's not as much as a Tamiya kit in terms of going back and forth and getting into bags like that, but it's a lot more than most Kyosho kits that I've been across. Most of the kits that I've been across with Kyosho, pretty much you build an entire step, you leave your bench clean and put it away for the night and go to bed. But with this one, you have to grab some Ziploc bags and other things just to keep everything straight so you can remember what you're doing on the next step. That's a little bit different from what I'm used to with Kyosho. But with all that being said, it's a very good kit and everything goes together well. There's no issues with parts going together or forcing things together or forcing screws to go in different holes, and it all goes together correctly. I will say that for it. But I will say that it is very involved, and be prepared to build this over a week, I would say. Give yourself maybe a couple hours a night and just build it right. Take your time, put it together correctly. So that's mine. What I did on mine was I did the Corsa Gray, which is like a light blue. Interestingly, the color Corsa Gray is almost identical to the backing paper for the decals, which is absolutely hilarious. But it's my favorite Tamiya color, and I couldn't help myself. I went ahead and did it in Corsa Gray. Yeah, the box art looks nice, but the Corsa Gray, yeah, it looks good. I've also got 2.2 wheels coming for this. Kyosho 2.2 dish wheels. And I've got some J Concepts tires coming as well. And, but yeah, this is my rendition of the Turbo Optima Mid Special. And I'll just take a little bit of a gander at it so I can get it open without making a whole lot of noise. As David at Kai City RC said, you probably don't need to put all the Velcro on it, but I just follow the instructions. I'm kind of an instructions follower. Good. There we go. So yeah, the body's there. So yeah, so this is mine. First of all, I went with a Hobbywing Justock 13.5 combo. The ESC fits in there really tightly, and it's still not exactly where I want it. I had to actually invert the fan and put it under here. I've heard that a lot of folks have issues with cars with belly pans like this overheating. So I wanted to make sure I kept a fan in there. So hopefully it does what it's supposed to do, because I would like to run this in a few vintage races. I mean, that's what it's intended for. And I did a couple different things that I added. I did add the stabilizer set, the front and rear. So I got the front one, the sway bars. And we got the rear set. And the original one back in '88, I believe, that's when it came out initially. The original one had the front and rear sway bars. I did build it with ball diffs. The ball diffs are in this are of the modern variety. They've got the very small balls in them. So I wanted to see how they perform. I know a lot of folks just switch them out to gear diffs because they don't want to mess with them, but I built them as the ball diffs. They are a nice unit, so we'll give it a go. Some of the issues with this kit is I tried to run a standard 5200 milliamp LiPo pack 2S, and it's really large. So when you run the battery straps, you got to make sure where your buckles are, so that they're not up a little ways, because they protrude above the upper deck here and prevent the body from going flush down on the belly pan. So I would advise getting one of the rounded off packs, like from either ProTech or others, more of the Tamiya variety LiPo hard packs. So I do plan to get one of those, or get a shorty LiPo. So I may try that as well. I'm running a AGFRC low profile metal case racing servo, essentially. Very good, very fast servo. And at the time I got a pretty good deal on it, about $60. I just got a Noble NB4 Plus, so I'm running that. Always wanted one of those radios, so I figured if I was going to try to go vintage racing that I want a proper radio. One thing David mentioned also from Kyosho RC is the little clips or the little sliders to drop the belly pan. So one thing is you just got to make sure you adjust them properly. Don't get them too tight. So if you see if down here, it's kind of hard to see, but the little slider there, it nips itself on the little sub-C slot. But if you just slide it forward like that, that belly pan will drop and allow you to slide your regular case LiPo in there. I mean, I don't know if the original actually had this. I don't know that David remembered either. I was going to ask Kara, because he's been answering some of my questions, sending Facebook messages. So the guy's an amazing engineer, designed the original one of these, designed this one and all the upgrades to this one. Designed a lot of the amazing Kyosho products back in the day, and he still responds to people, is very excited about the products, very heavily involved with Kyosho to this day, and he still answers questions from across the globe. So I applaud Akira Kagawa. Just an amazing human being and amazing designer and just a good human being. So I thank you for building this, making this available to us again, and listening to the market. I mean, we've all been wanting this car forever. I'm an 80s kid. When this came out, I remember seeing it. I mean, hardly anybody got them in the States. Maybe a few landed in hobby shops, showed up in the catalogs, and wanted this one. This was the long wheelbase. It's a 273 millimeter wheelbase. I think maybe the original one was a little bit longer than that, but 273 I think is right on the money. I think the regular one was like 265 or something, maybe. Could be wrong on that subject. But again, this is an amazing kit. It's got the full belly pan, and another thing I'm glad they did was they used a very tough Lexan, so the body is very heavy gauge Lexan, so I really appreciate that as well. But yeah, that's my Turbo Optima Mid Special. Thank you all.